When you think of Garfield, what comes to mind? No, not that one. I mean the cat. Garfield the cat. Do you think of comics, cartoons, or even video games? What about sad stories, feeling depressed, or wanting to cry? It was a bit of a surprise to me to discover the first ever Garfield TV special was actually sad. And not just the regular kind of sad, this was intense. Normally, Garfield is very light-hearted, has short slice of life stories with slapstick and pop culture references mixed in. Like every cartoon did in the 90s. However, in Here Comes Garfield, the story starts out as a pretty standard Garfield type story, but then things get pretty dark in the final act with death being a topic that comes up. Today, we will be talking about the Garfield Special designed to make you cry. The special starts off showing Garfield's life with John and Odie, and there's a few moments that were completely lifted from the comics. It's all very fun and light-hearted, at least to start with. At one point, Garfield and Odie try to pick a fight with the neighbour's dog. The dog turns out to belong to that old man who's always shouting at his wife, in the early comics. I love that detail. Oh, pack your bags, Reba, the neighborhood's gone work again, or I just can't stand this place. Something like that. The old man calls the pound on them. Garfield gets away, while Odie doesn't. Whenever a cartoon did a going to the pound story or getting caught and going to the pound, Little Me knew things were going to get emotional. Unfortunately, Little Me just wasn't ready for this one. Garfield heads home. He tries to explain to John what happened, but John doesn't really understand. Because Garfield's a cat and he can't talk.
What we have here is a failure to communicate.
After a while, Garfield realizes he misses Odie and decides to go and rescue him. This is where things start to take a bit of a turn. While trying to, stealthily break in, he gets caught and thrown in.
Got any cigarettes on you?
What kind of a question is that?
I don't know. It's just something you're supposed to ask when you're in the slammer.
He kind of blames Odie, and while going mad at him, a cat there explains that Odie's been there for so long and nobody wanted to adopt him, so they have to get rid of him in the morning? This doesn't totally make sense, mind you. Odie was only in there for probably 1 or 2 days at the most, like we saw Garfield overnight, so one day. The other animals state that they've been in there much longer, but anyway, the plot calls for things to get incredibly sad, so here we are. Garfield tells Odie not to worry and that everything will be okay. This causes Odie to happily go to sleep. We get a montage of when Garfield and Odie first met, and this combined with a song about saying farewell to your close loved ones, all of a sudden the atmosphere has completely changed. People or adults often overlook kids shows or cartoons for just simply being kids shows or cartoons. This is one of the most powerful sad stories I have ever seen. Just because it's a cartoon doesn't change anything for me. Garfield ends up having to be held back while they drag Odie away to his proposed death. I said it before and I'll say it again. This is insane. Literally, straight after this moment, the cat that spoke to Garfield earlier tells them to get it together. It's adoption time. Like, he says that he can use it as a chance to escape, but give Garfield a break. I think he just needs a moment. I might need a moment. Just give me a moment, okay? I'm okay. I feel like there should be a warning before this special. Now, before anyone says in the comments that we're sensitive or all sensitive snowflakes, I'm not saying they shouldn't have made this all together. This is proof that animation other than Disney can be emotionally powerful. It's more the fact that losing a pet or anyone close to you is a very serious, very sad, sensitive topic. They could have just put a warning at the start that says the special deals with serious topics. I don't know, like maybe death or losing loved ones. I feel like that would probably spoil the story a bit, but that's better than your audience having an unwanted reaction. It is healthy to cry, especially as an adult. We do tend to bottle things up a lot, so watching sad stories can be pretty healthy, helping us release all that. It's just, there's different levels of sad, and death is a very high sensitive level, especially for like a kids TV special. I will just quickly add, if any young parents or grandparents are looking to buy this DVD collection here, Garfield as himself, this special is included. Honestly, these 80s Garfield TV specials feel like they're aimed more at adults anyway. I mean, the comics ran in newspapers, which were mainly aimed at adults. Anyway, Garfield escapes, he launches himself at the man taking Odie away, he bites him, which saves Odie, and then we get sort of like this happy rendition of the So Long Old Friends song. And yeah, they take off home where they're now safe and sound back at John's place. John was like completely unaware of everything that happened in this special, and like this has always annoyed me, but it's sort of used more as a gag than a plot point. And that's the whole plot of Here Comes Garfield. Kids TV doesn't shy away from deep, serious topics, especially these days. But it is interesting to see something like this that came from like a 1982 Garfield TV special. The first Garfield media on TV, like before the TV series, and like it takes on such serious topics. It's mind-blowing, but it's also a lovely little story, despite it being, a bit sensitive. Thank you for watching, and thank you for sticking around till the end. I have another Garfield video in the works where we look at Garfield on the town. That's the second Garfield TV special if I remember correctly, and again it deals with some heavy topics, although it is a little bit lighter. If you don't want to miss that, you can click on that subscribe button. What are your thoughts on Here Comes Garfield? Let's discuss below. Oh, and why not drop me a like? It really helps getting my content out there. As always everyone, stay safe, I will see you in the next video.